Hello and welcome to part 2 of how I drew this black cat sat in a pumpkin with a spooky Halloween background. So as we go into part 2, we're going to start to draw the cat. So I always go in with the eyes first when I draw animals. So I've started off with the left eye. I've done just the left eye to begin with so that I don't actually smudge the right eye. So that's the only reason why I've only done the left side of the face, because I'm right-handed. So I've done the eye and then I've moved up to the ear. And I'm just going in with some browns and some pinks and some purples and just getting that base layer in for the ear. And then I'm picking up the pastel pencils and starting to get the lovely fine soft hairs of the ear detail in. And then I show you how I put in the base layers, the underlayer, the sort of the map that we work with to work out what's happening with the cat and which direction the fur is going in. And then picking up the pastel pencils again, just to get those details in. Now, with this one, there's that sort of spooky Halloween magical appearance to it. So it doesn't have to be exactly accurate. It has a magical appearance to it. So the colors are slightly brighter, slightly more purple than they would normally be, perhaps. It's just to reflect the colors in the night sky. So I'm just going in with the right ear now. And as you can see, I used the soft pastels, the browns, the pinks, the purples again. And then I'm just going in with the pastel pencils. I'm just working on that bit of night sky to the right of the cat, just trying to get that detail in so that I can then go over the top of it with the ear hairs. And then I can go back in and do the right eye and then start to get in the top right hand side of the face. I'm just editing both eyes to make sure that they match and I'm happy with them. I always go back and tweak just to make sure that everything is lining up and looking how I want it to look. So one of the interesting things about cats, and one of the things I do go through in this tutorial, is that the direction of hair constantly changes. So I do talk you through what's happening here and how the direction generally changes when you're drawing cats. And then we're just moving down to the nose and putting in the base layers for the bottom of the face. So we're mapping in our darks and our lights and just creating that base layer, the shape of the face, so that we can start to get the details in on top. You want to get that base layer, that map for you to work with, so that you can see what's happening, and it just gives you a guide for your eye to know what you're doing as you start to move along, and you're following the photo, but you're also following those lines that you've put in, so it's just really helpful. And also it gives you that block of color just to work on top of, because all the colors that you put down will affect each other, so everything that you put down underneath will have a knock-on effect on what happens above it. So yeah, I'm just working in all of those lovely hairs. And like I said, this is more, it's like a spooky magical cat. So I'm making the hairs slightly more prominent than I normally would. I want it to look quite surreal and magical. So I really hope you've enjoyed watching this cat come together. And in part 3 of this tutorial, we'll be working on the pumpkin, which is really exciting. So if you'd like to follow along to this in real time, do check out my Patreon channel where I talk you through exactly what I'm doing in depth. And I provide the reference photo, line art, and let you know all the materials you'll need for this. So I really hope you've enjoyed this. Please do hit subscribe if you'd like to see part 3, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.